The Catholic Diocese of Warri Delta State has suspended Reverend Father Daniel Okanatoto Ogenerukewe from priestly duties following allegations that he secretly married a woman in the United States. In a statement titled Decree of Suspension, dated Thursday, January 16, 2025, the diocese disclosed that the suspension was necessitated after evidence emerged of Father Ogenerukewe's marriage to Miss Zora Chichan on December 29, 2024 at the Streams of Joy Church in Dallas, USA. Did they go to this particular church to get married, you know, publicly? Because it happened just some weeks ago, and they be able to know. So, like I asked, if really he did it, hopefully, so I'm sure that means he knew what he was doing. But if he has done that, if he's still there or has he come back and begin to act like a reverend father, because for if he goes out to do it publicly or to get married publicly, meaning that he's aware of the consequences. So that is just the way I see it. Meanwhile, the statement jointly signed by the Bishop of Warri, Anthony Ovayero Eweredu, and the Chancellor Notary, Very Reverend Father Clemens Abodu, clarified that the priest's actions violated Catholic Church laws. Really? Okay. The statement said that footage of the wedding has been circulated widely on social media. So I don't think, but you should have come out and told them that I really want to get married, because you can't do that and expect to come back and act as if nothing happened. And this, because this has been widely circulated on social media, prompting the church to act. By this action, Reverend Father Daniel Okanatoto Ogenerukewe has incurred a latte sente suspension in accordance with the provisions of Canon 1394. Okay, Most Reverend Anthony Ovayero Eweridu, Bishop of Warri, do hereby officially decree that he is suspended from the exercise of a sacred ministry. Okay, I think he has even suspended himself, because for him to have done it publicly means that he knows the consequences. So the authority has no choice to do what has been done. According to the diocese, Father Ogenerukewe had requested a release from his canonical obligations as a priest on November 30th, 2024, but the process was incomplete when he went ahead with the marriage. Okay, the diocese stated that it had asked him to provide the necessary documents to formalize his exit from priesthood, but received no response before his controversial wedding. Okay, so he has already told them that he doesn't want to continue, but since there's a bureaucracy, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, and all of those things have not really been completed, the man just went ahead and do what he had to do. Okay, now maybe that was the reason why he had the audacity to make it public. The statement said, as such, he is prohibited from presenting himself as a priest of the Catholic Diocese of Warri in any capacity. All canonical implications associated with this suspension take immediate effect. Father Ogenerukewe retains the right to petition for the revocation or amendment of the decree, but must demonstrate a willingness to reform. May God grant him the grace to reflect on this situation and guide him on the path of reconciliation, the statement said. I think to a very large extent, the commission or the authority that sacked him, suspended him, they've done the right thing. But if you want to look at it from the other angle, I think the priest or the guy would have waited and complete the whole thing, since he had already started it by saying, oh, I don't want to continue with this thing and all of that. But there are procedures, according to the authority, there are procedures that needed to be followed, which he would have followed. He would have waited a bit and let it happen that way. And it was just in November that he wrote to them that he's not going to continue with the priesthood. So December he went ahead. So there's no wisdom in that at all. And this might really affect him because every document, necessary document, have not been signed. Have not been signed. The papacy should have allowed the priest to get married instead of the gay marriage they approve. You are not getting it. You can't force the authority. He would have waited since he had already said, okay, I want to go out. I don't know why, because he's sure that he had already fixed the dates of the wedding before he tendered his what do they call it, letter. Now, so now, celibacy is not easy at all. Imagine others that are burning very hard, perhaps stealing it and yet answering priests. I believe there should be a review of a certain practices. There's nothing like a review of a certain practices. For the fact that some people are not obey or doing it to the letter or carry the whatever the duties to the letter does not mean other people cannot do it. The issue is that once you know that it has come to the level that you cannot continue, you come out. You come out. So me, celibacy among the priests should be by personal decision, even Bible approved to that. So it shouldn't even be by force. Nobody's forcing anybody. I have come across various narratives surrounding the tragic death of the SEC officer who was fatally shot during a night raid targeting the suspected DC. What has that got to do in this chief priest, whatever? Okay, issues like this get at we get to you getting married, data of illiteracy rates in Nigeria, and of course the rate of illiteracy is quite very high. I wonder what some people will say God about the devil once being an angel in heaven. Ignorance and illiteracy is the worst sickness. A case like this is also happening in Kaduna State. It is not new. People shouldn't even think they can deceive God. Quit and marry if you cannot obey. He had already done that. But here is that for the fact that they have heard, he will say for the fact that they have heard, but you would have collected a certificate of exit. I think that would have solved the whole problem. I wonder why people choose to punish themselves. Sick, okay? He wasn't even called to be celibate in the first place. He might be called. It's not an easy task. I wouldn't even blame the man. Catholic Church is one of the churches I know that doesn't even follow the teachings of the Bible. I never see anywhere in the Bible where one has to deprive his or herself from getting married, all in the name of worshiping God. Jesus never said such. The only weapon fashioned against Igede couldn't even let him focus on his priesthood, calling in peace. But all the same, it's okay. He didn't lose both. Wishing you a happy married life. Who gets time? They do. Who get time? They go for father. Congratulations, my brother, for liberating yourself. Enjoy your marriage in peace. Money is the root of all evil. Really? So, guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.